Hi, I'm Jonah, the social media manager for Sports Reference, here with another installment of our video series showing you some of the ways that you can get the most out of websites like baseballreference.com. In this video, I'm going to talk about sharing. Our websites provide a number of ways for you to share our data through links, social media posts, downloaded spreadsheets, or even embedded directly onto your blog or website. But people can miss these options or choose not to click on them because they don't know what they can do. So today, I'll teach you how to share our data and, in the process, improve your hot takes or own the trolls with hard facts. If you're watching our Play Index 101 series, you won't want to miss this. But even if you have no interest in the Play Index, the tips in today's video will help you share any sports reference table in a number of different ways across the web. When they come to our sites, most people are so busy looking at the information in the tables that they miss the small buttons above them. Next to the table's header, you'll see black text that says Share and More with an arrow. If you hover your mouse over it, you'll open up the list of sharing tools. These tools offer you a variety of different ways to share the information you find on our sites. First, there's the Modify and Share button. If you click that, you'll have the option to eliminate extraneous rows and columns by clicking the X buttons. Click the X in a circle to eliminate just the selected row or column, or click the X in an arrow to eliminate all the rows and columns past that one. Using this, you can modify a table to show only the information that you need to convey. For example, if you're writing a blog post about the effects of three-pointers on an NBA offense, you can modify the miscellaneous table on the current NBA season page to just show offensive rating and three-point rate. For those of you who like to make screenshots of our tables to share on Twitter or Facebook, this is a great way to cut a table down so your screenshot will be more readable and convey only the information that needs to be conveyed. If you make a mistake in editing the table, don't worry. Just refresh the page to reset the table and start over. That's the modify part, but you can also share the table you've created using the yellow menu that appears above the table when you click the Modify and Share button. If you want to reproduce the table on a website or a WordPress blog or anywhere else that you might be using HTML code, click HTML table. Then copy and paste the code into your editor. Are you a Redditor? Clicking the Reddit option will produce a table that's shareable on Reddit. Just copy the code and paste it into the comment box on your subreddit. You can do the same thing with bulletin board code or wikis using those options. You can even turn any table into a JavaScript or iframe widget by using the JSScript widget or iframe buttons. This could come in handy if you wanted your site to include, for example, a widget with basketball references MVP odds. For all these options, note that the code will be generated from the modified table, meaning any columns or rows you delete when you modify the table will be deleted from the table when you end up sharing it. Lastly, if you want a plain old link, you can get one of those too. It'll even let you title your new table and include some information on it in the comments. If you want to share a table but don't need to modify it, there are a few more ways to do that in the Share and More menu. The Embed This Table option will create a code for a widget that you can add to your website. For example, if you run MikeTroutRules.com and want to include a stats table as a widget on your site, you would use this option and it'll update every day. Click Embed This Table, copy the code that appears, and paste it on your site. Note that you can remove columns and set a maximum number of rows to display by editing the code. If you're more of a stat head than a web designer, you might want to pull a table for the purposes of doing more research or in-depth statistical analysis. Perhaps you're building a new stat or working on some kind of research project and need to be able to do more work on the data in a program like Excel. If that's the case, you'll be glad to hear that there are ways for you to download the data from the tables directly to your computer. In the Share and More menu, click Get as Excel Workbook. After a moment, your browser will begin downloading a .xls file containing all the data in that table. Just open it in your spreadsheet program of choice and you're all set. If you prefer a CSV format or don't have a program that can open an XLS file, you can still download the data. It'll just be a little more complicated. Click Get Table as CSV to transform the table on the site into a CSV version. Highlight the CSV text, copy it, and paste it into a spreadsheet. When you do this, it will all go into a single column, but don't worry. Go to Data, click Text to Columns, let your program do the rest. Your spreadsheet program will transform the data into a spreadsheet that's formatted just like the table on the site. Lastly, if you want to link directly to a table, instead of making someone scroll all the way through the rest of the page to get to it, you can click Copy Link to Table to Clipboard. That will give you a link that will send whoever clicks on it directly to that table. If you've resorted the table by a column other than the default, this option will also save that, so that you can send someone a link to, for example, last year's Cubs roster sorted by RBIs. All of these options apply to tables built in the plan decks, but there's one additional feature in there that I want to point out. Since the raw URLs for the plan index can be quite long, we've built in the option to shorten them for easy sharing. Just click Make Tiny URL to get a much smaller link that will still take your readers to the query you want them to see. The table and the link will be updated daily with the rest of our site, so if it's a query that you want to check on regularly, you can bookmark the tiny URL and it will have up-to-date information. Additionally, for baseball play index users, the contents of the link in the tiny URL will be visible to non-subscribers, meaning you can use this to share your findings with anyone. So those are the options for sharing a sports reference table. Now you'll have the additional stat fuel you need to win a debate or bolster your blog posts and tweets with hard data. If you have any questions, feel free to email us using the contact form on the site or reach us on any of our social media channels. For more videos, visit our YouTube page and check out the Play Index 101 series to learn more about getting the most out of the sports reference sites. Until next time, thanks for watching.